Hey guys, welcome back to the Gamer Guys channel. Our video today is going to be focusing on how to obtain all 4 of the Divine Beast helmets. These helmets are a bit of an Easter egg for those of you who've played Breath of the Wild. They're based off of the Divine Beast dungeons that you have to complete in that game. And yeah, today we're going to be looking at where to find them all. Alright, the first Divine helmet we're going to look at is the Medoh one in the Hebrew region. And you're going to want to head to this area here, north of the Byron snow shelf. And you're going to come across this giant ice cube blocking the entrance to a cave. You're going to want to use fire to melt it, and then once you're through, you'll find North Byron Snow Shelf Cave. And this is where you're going to find the helmet. So once you've grabbed some of those bomb flowers, equip one to your arrow and use it to explode this rocky obstruction, stopping you from proceeding further into the cave. Then you can drop down here. And you're going to drop down into a very obviously like Rito-esque kind of ruin situation. You know you're on the right track. So if you've not got any arrows, that's a good chest to loot there. And you're going to want to use this gust of wind to position yourself and look towards the left wall and explode these rocks here. It's not very intuitive at first, but you'll get it once you've done the first one. And yeah, exploding these rocks lets in a bunch of water. Again, it's not entirely intuitive what you're doing, but there are 3 sets of these like waterfalls you have to let in. The second one is just to the right of this statue here, so the first one was to the left. Don't make this mistake that I just did, because that actually just lets out a bunch of Keese enemies. It's the one slightly further to the right. And that's going to let out a little bit more water. And then you're just going to want to turn yourself around in a second. Opposite the statue, on the other side of the wall, you'll find some more breakable rocks that you can explode using some bomb flowers. And then once you've got all 3 of those waterfalls flowing into this cavern, it'll open up this secret cave behind the statue. Alright, and you can just head over there, and when you loot this chest, it will contain the Medoh Divine Helm. And this helm offers cold resistance and 2 armor. Super useful if you're looking for some extra cold resistance and you don't want to pay for the armor at Ruta village. Alright, so the next helmet we're going to look at how to obtain is the Naboris Divine Helm, and this one's found in the Gerudo region, and it's found northwest of Gerudo town, and we highly recommend first completing the Lightning Temple so that you have access to the rental sand seals, and also so that there is no horrible sandstorm obstructing your vision. And what you're going to do is you're going to head northwest, following these statues that are pointing in specific directions using their swords. And you are going to go past a Molduga. Obviously, you probably don't want to fight it right now. And you can just zoom past on your seal, you don't have to wait. But if you were going by foot, you might get caught out, so it's a word of warning. And yeah, you're going to look for this ribcage. Avoid this shock-like, and use a bomb or a bomb fruit to explode this little hole here, and this will allow you to drop down into West Gerudo Underground Ruins Cave. And yeah, as you can see, it's kind of underneath the ribcage, and it is northwest of Gerudo town. So you can enter into this cavern area that is absolutely covered with breakable rocks, and you can see here that the statue is pointing directly forward. Another great tip for this area is to actually finish the fire temple before doing this as well. You don't have to, but Naboris charge attack is super useful for clearing these rocks here, as you can just see there. And when you uncover these rocks here, you're going to see that there are some more statues here pointing, and they're actually pointing to the right side of the room. And you're going to want to start clearing the rocks to the right here. You're going to go through a ton of weapons. It's probably a bit too slow to just use your Naboris charge attack, because it does have a cooldown and you have to wait for it to come back up. So we kind of used a mixture of the rock fused weapons, boulder fused weapons, and Naboris charge attack, and we found it was a really good kind of mix. And after going down the right for a while, you're going to come across some steps and another statue kind of pointing where you go next, and this time you're actually going to head directly south. It takes a while this, and you are going to go through a lot of weapons. Luckily, they are quite generous with kind of giving you some more rusty claymores and weapons that you can fuse, and there's also a few rocks popping up every now and again. So you shouldn't have too much trouble being able to get through this if you don't have your Nobo. Eventually you're going to get to some more fencing as you head directly south, and there is also, just to the left of this fencing, and to the right actually as well, 2 more statues that are pointing to the right. So you're going to want to hit some rocks to the right using your Nobo and your weapons, and you'll find a little opening, and then you're in this tiny little passageway and you can just smash through these rocks again. Cannot stress how useful your Nobo is in this area. And you'll eventually come into the room with the chest. And I sped this up, but this does take a while to get to, especially if you are only using rock-fused weapons. And when you open this chest, it'll contain Naboris' Divine Helm, and this helm gives you 2 armor rating and shock resistance as well. The next 2 divine helmets are a lot easier to get. The Rudania helmet can actually be found north of Death Mountain, between these 2 lizard lakes here. So you're going to want to position yourself between these 2 lizard lakes and find this rocky entrance. Break it using whatever means. I like to use your Nobo a lot. And you'll find this cave called Lizard's Burrow. And literally, all you have to do to get this one is run to the back of the cave and you'll find the chest. And this helmet is actually super useful because during the Yunobo storyline for the Fire Temple, you need Flame Guard. And this helmet actually offers Flame Guard, so you don't have to buy the Flame Breaker armor if you don't want to. Okay, so the final helmet that we're going to be looking at is the Ruta Divine Helm. This one's found near Zora's Domain, and more specifically it's found at the end of the waterfall that's just outside of the town. And you're going to want to swim over there, drop down behind the waterfall. You'll want to unequip your Zora's armor if you have it on, because it'll make you automatically fly up again. But yeah, you're going to want to go behind the waterfall and find this cave entrance here, to the cave called Cave Under Zora's Domain, very aptly named. And you just want to paraglide over towards the other side of the cave, where you'll find this waterfall. Don't swim up it, but instead go behind it. And here's where you'll find the chest. So these last 2 were definitely a lot easier to get than the first 2 we looked at. And this helmet will offer increased swim speed and 2 armor defense as well, like all the others. And yeah, that was a super quick video today, guys, on how to find all of the divine helmets. They're not that difficult to find, and you don't have to do any elaborate puzzles for them, except kind of the Naboris one. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want more videos like this rather than temple videos, let us know. But other than that, we'll see you guys next week. Okay, bye guys!